Ancient Egypt holds one of history's most fascinating mysteries, a powerful potion that some say could control minds. From sacred blue lotus flowers to secret temple recipes, we'll explore the truth behind these legendary substances. The blue lotus flower wasn't just a pretty decoration in ancient Egypt. It was a powerful plant that played a huge role in their culture and religious ceremonies. This beautiful aquatic flower contains natural compounds that can make people feel relaxed and even a bit euphoric. The Egyptians would soak these flowers in wine, creating a drink that helped them connect with their gods during important rituals. In paintings and carvings, you'll often spot the blue lotus in party scenes, with people holding the flowers up to their noses to breathe in their sweet scent. The effects were so notable that the flower became linked with the sun god Ra and appeared in stories about creation and rebirth. Modern scientists have found that these effects come from compounds similar to anti-anxiety medications, explaining why the ancient Egyptians valued this plant so highly. When archaeologists explored the hidden chambers of Egyptian tombs, they found more than just treasure. They discovered evidence of mind-altering substances used by pharaohs and priests. Inside these sacred spaces, researchers found special vessels and containers with traces of various plants and compounds. The walls tell stories too, covered in paintings showing people using these substances in ceremonies. Some tombs contained dried flowers, seeds, and even leftover residue in drinking cups. One famous discovery in King Tut's tomb revealed several small jars that once held strong botanical mixtures. The pharaohs took these powerful substances with them to the afterlife, believing they'd need them to communicate with the gods. These finds help us understand how ancient Egyptians used these materials not just for religious purposes, but also for healing and possibly for their effects on the mind. The ancient Egyptians had their own special group of medical experts, priests who were also doctors. These priest-physicians worked in temple healing centers called houses of life, where they combined religious practices with medical treatments. They kept detailed records of their remedies on papyrus scrolls, mixing natural ingredients like herbs, honey, and minerals to create powerful medicines. These experts knew exactly which plants could ease pain, reduce fever, or help people sleep. They passed down their knowledge through a careful apprenticeship system, teaching the next generation which ingredients to use and how to prepare them. The Egyptians were so good at medicine that even Greek doctors would travel to Egypt to learn from them. Some of their treatments were so effective that we still use similar ingredients today. They were especially skilled at using local plants and understanding their effects on the body and mind. The ancient Egyptians took their religious ceremonies to fascinating levels by combining sacred potions with detailed rituals. In temple ceremonies, priests would carefully prepare special drinks using blue lotus wine and other plant mixtures. These drinks helped worshippers feel more connected to their gods during important festivals. The temples had special rooms just for these ceremonies, where people would gather to drink the sacred mixtures and participate in religious celebrations. Paintings show priests offering these drinks first to the gods, then sharing them with ceremony participants. The goal wasn't just to get people feeling different. These potions were meant to help people reach a special mental state where they could better understand their gods' messages. Temple records tell us these ceremonies could last for hours, with people singing, dancing, and having vivid spiritual experiences. Some of our best clues about ancient Egyptian mind-altering substances come from amazing archaeological finds. Scientists have discovered clay tablets and papyrus scrolls with actual recipes written on them, showing exactly how these mixtures were made. The really exciting finds are the special brewing pots and mixing vessels. Some still had traces of the original ingredients stuck to their sides. These containers weren't just ordinary pots. They had special designs with filters and spouts made specifically for preparing these powerful drinks. In temple storage rooms, archaeologists found dedicated brewing areas with everything lined up just as the ancient Egyptians left them. The vessels often had hieroglyphs explaining what they were used for, and some even listed the ingredients and amounts. By studying these artifacts, we've learned that the Egyptians were incredibly precise about how they made these potions. Modern science has given us amazing insights into what made these ancient Egyptian potions work. When researchers analyzed residue from old containers, they found some fascinating compounds. Using advanced lab equipment, scientists identified natural chemicals that can affect mood and consciousness. The blue lotus flower, for example, contains compounds similar to modern anti-anxiety medications. Other vessels showed traces of mandrake and poppies, plants we now know have strong medicinal properties. By studying these remains, researchers found that Egyptian priests were skilled chemists who understood how to extract and combine these natural substances. They even discovered that the Egyptians had special techniques for preserving these compounds, explaining how the residues survived thousands of years. This research helps explain why these potions were so effective and shows just how advanced Egyptian medicine really was. Let's tackle a popular myth about ancient Egypt. The idea that workers who built the pyramids were controlled by special potions. The truth is actually much more interesting. Archaeological evidence shows that pyramid builders were skilled workers who lived in well-organized towns, received good food, and even got medical care. They were paid in bread and beer, but this wasn't some magic mind control drink. It was regular ancient Egyptian beer that was safer to drink than water. The workers left behind graffiti showing they took pride in their work, forming teams with fun nicknames like the Drunkards of Menkaure. They worked in shifts of about 8,000 people, using their engineering skills and good old-fashioned teamwork to build these amazing monuments. While they did use beer in religious ceremonies, there's no evidence of any special potions being used to control workers. The ancient Egyptians were surprisingly detailed record keepers when it came to their medicine. Their medical scrolls, especially the famous Ebers papyrus, contain over 700 recipes for different treatments. These documents show they used measurements as exact as drops and finger widths to mix their medicines. They wrote down exactly what each mixture would do, some for headaches, others for sleep, and even recipes for mood enhancement. The scrolls tell us they mixed honey with specific herbs to make medicines last longer and taste better. They also recorded patient reactions, noting which combinations worked best for different problems. One interesting detail is how they tested new medicines. They would try them first on themselves before giving them to others. These ancient medical texts were so valuable that they were often copied and shared between temples, helping spread medical knowledge throughout Egypt. The Egyptians weren't the only ancient people experimenting with powerful plants and potions. Similar practices popped up in civilizations across the ancient world. The Greeks had their special wine mixed with herbs for their religious festivals. In ancient India, they used a drink called soma that was so important it appears in their oldest texts. The Maya and Aztecs worked with cacao and morning glory seeds in their ceremonies. What's really interesting is how these different cultures often used the same plants, like mandrake and poppies, even though they were thousands of miles apart. They all seem to understand these plants' effects and use them in similar ways for medicine and religious ceremonies. Many of these cultures also had special priests or healers who guarded these recipes, just like in Egypt. The ancient Egyptians' knowledge of mind-altering substances has some surprising connections to modern medicine. Today's scientists are studying these ancient recipes to discover new treatments. For example, the blue lotus flower's calming effects are helping researchers develop better anti-anxiety medications. The Egyptians' careful mixing methods also remind us about the importance of precise dosing in medicine. Their detailed record keeping of reactions and side effects matches how we run medical trials today. Many of their plant-based medicines are still being studied in labs. Some have even led to new drug discoveries. The way they combined natural ingredients to create effective treatments shows us there's still a lot to learn from ancient medical knowledge. Their understanding of how these substances affected both body and mind was way ahead of their time. Even their focus on treating the whole person, not just symptoms, matches modern holistic medicine approaches. Thanks for joining me on this fascinating journey through ancient Egypt's mysterious potions and mind-altering substances. If you enjoyed learning these secrets, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. See you next time for more amazing historical discoveries.